This is going to be groundbreaking news. Ladies and gents, you know that buy now, pay later option that you've been using? Yes, the ones that give you the 4 installment plans? Those are no longer invisible. They're starting to show up on people's credit reports, whether you knew it or not. And yes, even Donald Trump is going to play a surprising role on how the credit reporting rules are going to shape today and moving forward. So what I want you to do right now is go grab your pen and paper. No, really, go grab your pen and paper, because I really want to put you up on all the information that's going to pretty much happen moving forward so you don't get left behind. So without further ado, let's dive in. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about how the buy now, pay later option used to actively work, even when it came to your credit scoring models. So back then, not too long ago, when you used to buy something with the buy now, pay later option, you could definitely pay it off in small chunks, more like 4 payments over 6 weeks. And of course, we're talking about the ones as far as Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm. I think those are the only ones that pretty much everybody uses. But in the past, most buy now, pay later companies didn't really tell the credit bureaus that you actually paid on time. Could be a good thing and a bad thing, because if you were being responsible, then it didn't help your score, but it didn't hurt it as well. But if you missed a payment, boy, if you missed a payment, it was going to get sent to collections and it was going to show up and extremely hurt your score. And I'm pretty sure everybody that's watching this video right now has experienced at least one time or another. And if you haven't, I hope you never experienced this: a late payment or a collection randomly popping up on your credit report and you see it dip down over 100 points. It's the worst feeling in the world. So now, what is changing today? Well, it really started on April 1st, 2025, where Affirm began reporting all of its loans, even the popular pay in 4 installments, to Experian. And Experian, of course, is one of the 3 major credit bureaus. These loans now show up on your credit report. But here's the key: they won't change your score significantly right now, because the scoring system doesn't count towards the buy now, pay later data as in what we have today. And I really started noticing this a lot towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year. I started seeing a lot more firms popping up on a lot of people's credit reports, whether they defaulted or they're just in good standing. And it's always either just Experian. Some I've seen where it was Equifax, but 9 times out of 10, it was always Experian. Now, with the other buy now, pay later companies, they're moving kind of in that direction as well. TransUnion is already starting to get data from some providers, and Experian is looking to add way more. So in the beginning, it was kind of like no one can see your buy now, pay later activity as long as you were paying everything on time. But now the good and the bad can become visible. Okay. And I know there's going to be a lot of you that's going to say this in the comments, or you're probably thinking this, where you're thinking, well, I always pay all my buy now, pay laters on time, so this is going to help my credit score, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. Guys, I understand. Yes, that is going to help your credit report, but you got to understand there's good things that you want to add to your credit report, and then there's also things that you really don't want to associate your credit report with. Let me give you a quick example. That you never want to be connected to too many subprime, lending products. Lending products as far as like Open Sky, Credit One, what is it, Midland, Merit Bank? I think Merit Bank, yeah. These are subprime credit cards where they'll give that credit card to anybody. You can have a 550 credit score, 450 credit score, and they will still, 9 times out of 10, still approve that information to you. But it's not backed by anything, and lenders know that that's a subprime credit product. So let's say you get a credit one and you have a $500 limit, and then you have a great credit score, and then you go to Chase and you try to get a high limit credit card. That underwriter is going to look at that credit one and is going to kind of, depending on the underwriter, of course, but kind of look at, okay, this was a subprime credit card. They're using it on time, but why did they have that exactly? Did they have bad credit at one point? They're going to start judging you based off of what they see on your profile. So sometimes you really don't want too many subprimes, because it can hinder you from getting high limit approvals or that product that you're actively looking for. Because nobody wants the Chase Sapphire Reserve with a $500, $1,000, $2,000 limit. You want a high balance. So that's why when it comes to the buy now, pay laters, you don't want a bunch of BNPLs just running down the list: $4, $20, $120, $400, $600, because underwriters look at those as, well, why do they need so many buy now, pay laters? Do they not know how to maneuver their finances correctly? Are they in a jam? Are they looking for this funding so they could just pay certain things off. Well, you know what? We just want to play it safe. We're going to go ahead and deny this person because we're not totally sure. And they're never going to ask you. They're just going to deny you for that. So this is why you have to be very careful with the firms and buy now, pay laters all over your credit report, because lenders are always going to view you as, well, why didn't they come to us for an installment loan? Why didn't they come to us for a line of credit? Where that looks way better on your report instead of buy now, pay laters, where everybody and their grandmother can get approved for that. See what I'm saying? There's different tiers to this, and you have to change your mindset when it comes to the credit scoring models. I just want to give you that information, but let's keep going. So now, what is actively coming next? Because the credit scoring is evolving, later this fall, FICO is going to roll out a new scoring model that includes the buy now, pay later data. And again, just for all the information I just gave you, this is not going to be so good for certain people. Now, for all of my people that don't actively use the buy now, pay later, you have nothing to worry about. Continue to do what you're doing. I'm not telling you to go out and get buy now, pay laters, but for all of my people that actively use this on a regular, you really need to slow down and stop using it so much, because you don't want $8 from Chipotle affecting your credit score. That's just ludicrous. So now let's actually break down the quick summary table when it comes to this. With the online buy now, pay later payments, they used to be not reporting at all. Good, not bad, all right? But if you missed a payment, it was going straight to collections, and it would always hurt your score. The Affirm loans are now showing up on Experian reports, but they don't affect your score just yet. Now, it's not a help or a hurt, but in my opinion, it hurts more than it helps, because I talk to these lenders a lot. And just like I told you earlier, you don't want certain things just sitting on your credit report that looks subprime, and it's not even helping. Other providers are starting to really follow suit. So you're going to start having these Afterpays and Klarnas and stuff like that. That's really going to start, like, hey, let me go ahead and start reporting this as well. Because in the beginning, Klarna and Afterpay didn't really check your credit score. They would just allow you to put certain things on credit until you paid everything off. But now they're starting to soft pull, so that now some of these people are starting to get denied for Klarna. I don't know if any of you have ever noticed this. Hopefully you haven't, and hopefully you never will. But if you try to put certain things on Klarna and your credit report isn't where it needs to be, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Klarna does soft pull Experian when you try to make very large purchases, they will go ahead and deny you, whether you've used them in the past or not. So you really have to keep that in mind as well. They're really shifting and they're really changing. So by the fall 2025, FICO scores will include the buy now, pay later data, meaning it will help or hurt depending on how you manage it. So what does all this have to do with Trump and the connection? Now let's actually correlate all of this. During the final days of the Biden administration, and not to bore you, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or the CFPB, what we all know about it as, finalized a rule that they would actually remove medical debt from the credit reports, right? I know all of us were really excited about that. So this would change and help almost about 15 million Americans, eliminating around $49 billion in debt exposure. This would have raised the average credit scores by 20 points and would have estimated over 22,000 more families each year to qualify for mortgages, auto loans, you name it. But in case you didn't know, under the Trump administration, the CFPB enforced pretty much a rollback where the rule was actually blocked. Later, a federal judge appointed by President Trump struck down completely, saying that the CFPB has overreached its authority under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So as in the mid of 2025, medical debt is still showing up on your credit reports. And I know a lot of people are like, what in the world is going on? That's because millions of Americans are still carrying this burden, and they're just going to have to continue trying to dispute this off the account, whether they like it or not. So here's the lesson here, is that the presidents and policies can directly change and affect how the Credit Reporting Act is going to work moving forward. And just like with medical debt, buy now, pay later data is now being pulled into the credit system. So what used to be invisible is now becoming a part of your financial identity. To avoid all this, ladies and gents, please use these tips to protect your credit, okay? Especially if you're rebuilding. Tip number one, pay on time every single time, okay? I know that's pretty much simple. Everybody always knows that, but a lot of people don't actively know this, okay? Late payments are like missing homework. They follow you. Set reminders. Tell Siri to remind you. Tell Google, I don't care what I don't care what you got to do. Just make sure that you never miss these payments. Tip number 2, don't stack too many buy now, pay later plans at once. Stick to maybe having 1 or 2, but in my opinion, I think you should have 0, okay? Because I don't want you to be in the subprime sector, ladies and gents. I don't want you to be associated with that. I want you to be associated with the high credit reporting people, all right? I don't know what to call people like that, okay? But the people that utilize their credit responsibly, okay? Always remember like this. If you can't pay for it in full or you can't pay it twice, you don't need it, okay? Stop going to Fashion Nova, stop going to Shein, all this other type of stuff, all right? Stop putting on, oh, I'll pay $15 here and then I'll pay it off. No, don't do that. You got clothes in there, utilize those clothes. You don't need it, all right? Just stop using it altogether. And tip number 3, check your credit reports regularly, okay? Since Affirm and others are now reporting, you need to review your credit report like a hawk. So that means you need to pay attention to Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And just to let you know, you can always get your reports from either MyFreeScoreNow, Identity IQ, or MyScore IQ. They break it down very easily for you, and it's easy to understand. And if you really want this, you can click the link below right now to get all of those or either one of those, okay? So let's go ahead and wrap this up. The buy now, pay later used to be off the radar, but now it's stepping into the credit spotlight. Affirm started reporting in early of April 2025, and by the fall, FICO will begin using the buy now, pay later data to track on your score. And by this fall, FICO will begin using the buy now, pay later data in your score. So that means paying on time can definitely help you, but missing payments could also hurt you in the long run. And if you're thinking about getting a home loan or auto loan, a buy now, pay later could definitely halt all of those goals. So remember these 3 keys: pay on time, don't overload with too many buy now, pay laters, and check your credit report often, all right? Now, if you feel that you already have a bunch of negatives from Affirm, buy now, pay laters, and you're struggling to get approved for credit, loans, business funding, you name it, then don't worry, I got you. Because this is exactly why I built the How to Credit Start program, where it's designed to help you fix your credit, rebuild it in the right way, and finally get access to all the credit products or funding that you need. What I need for you to do right there is click the link below so you can get started with a free consultation with me so we can get you on that side of above 700 to get approved for whatever it is that you're trying to get. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I really hope that this helps one of you guys, and I really hope that you change your mindset when it comes to the buy now, pay laters. I think you need to leave it alone, but if you can't, just try to limit it to as little as possible. Again, I want to thank you guys, and until next time, ladies and gents.